Going into my senior year of high school, I was kind of slated to be the starting quarterback.
And then COVID hit, and we weren't sure we were going to have a season, and we were doing all kinds of things in hope of that happening in terms of preparing.
So I went from, like, let's go win a state championship, guys, to is there going to be a state championship?
He was working hard throughout his whole youth and high school career, and then when he was supposed to showcase that, everything shut down. Everything was canceled.
We were doing Zoom meetings and stuff like that, and the kids would sometimes talk about, we'd talk about, hey, where'd you work out? What have you been doing? Some guys did not have access to weight rooms, some did. Jake was underneath the trailer, bench pressing from the floor. I sent that to everybody. I go, hey, your quarterback's found a way to work out. What are you doing? Type of thing.
And we worked out there every day with no idea where the season might have been down the horizon, just kind of kept grinding forward.
No one had experienced this before, so there was no way of figuring out, okay, where do we go from there? And because he had no exposure, then the additional year that college athletes were given after COVID, because there was no playing that year, that really affected coaches going out and recruiting too.
It was kind of finally decided, like, the junior college route is the likely route. So it was kind of start looking around, and my brother was already at Riverside City College, which was one of the top teams in the country. He was one of their top receivers.
Coach Kraft was kind of just like, I have 6 guys. I already have 6, 7 guys. I already have a full plate of who to figure out to be the starter. And more of just, I can't take on another guy.
That was told to me, and I was like, all right, whatever you say, dude. I'm going to go where I'm wanted, and I'm going to succeed there. And so I went to Golden West College.
Game 4 of the regular season features the Rustlers of Golden West and the RCC Tigers. They're the reigning national champions and hope to keep this going. They are 3-0 as RCC this season.
First time I saw Jake play was the Riverside Golden West game.
Play fake for Retzlaff, who dives in. It's a Golden West touchdown.
And was very impressed with him. We almost felt like the coaching staff for Golden West had our plays and our signals on defense. He was that good.
I thought that was the best way of, instead of Jake being upset or disappointed that Tom was not interested, and show him what he missed. And that's kind of the way the attitude was.
RCC desperate for a stop, and they will not get it. Touchdown Golden West. Retzlaff throws his 4th score of the football game. He finds the tight end leaking out on the left side.
During my time at Golden West, I developed in a lot of ways. I kind of found my lane as a quarterback. I figured out, like, my identity. I was looking around at some point in the season when we're undefeated. I know we're going to playoffs. We're about to win the league. All right, where's the recruitment? Let's get the recruitment going. Like, let's kind of get this going. It still wasn't that loud in my corner. There wasn't a lot going on.
So I heard from his dad that he's going to take a trip to UTEP.
And we're stoked because finally Division I coaches are looking at him. So we were really excited, and we go out there, have a great weekend.
I was like, all right, let's go. That's the best opportunity in front of me. Let's go. And so I ended up actually committing and then going on my visit, which is a little unusual, but that's how it went. And so what I did for my visit, I actually drove out there, which is 12 hours. I'm here. I did it. I got over the hump. I got myself a scholarship. I'm in the building. I'm in my new little apartment, and with my roommate who's on the team, I get to lay my head down at night for the first time with a sense of relief. It was like, oh man, it's nice to be here in this uncomfortable little twin-size bed, whatever it was. Go to sleep, wake up the next morning to a phone call from the offensive coordinator, and he calls me and says, hey Jake, we just got your transcripts, and you're a few credits short of what you need to qualify for the scholarship.
Jake had my husband talk to me and tell me, because he knew what my reaction would be.
Like, there was no way for me to, deliver that news to someone who'd sacrificed so much for me and done so much for me. I was like, I couldn't do it.
Jake had told Steve that he's driving back home because he academically did not qualify.
I can't even put into words my initial reaction. It's like you climbed the mountain and then got thrown right back down. That was a tough drive. It was 12 hours, when you feel like oncoming traffic looks tempting. It's definitely a low point, and probably the lowest point of, my life, honestly. Just because of how good the high was of finally being there, getting told, well, sorry, you gotta go home and fix this. You gotta go back to junior college and try again. What I did is I actually enrolled in Riverside because it was closer to home. I ended up meeting with Coach Tom Kraft and saying, hey, I think my best move is to start working out with you guys.
What happened was he was so focused on trying to get looked at by college coaches that he did. He put his academics behind him, and he realized very fast that you can't do that. And then Jake learned he had to prove himself again academically, and he did. I guess it was a blessing in disguise, because if he ended up at UTEP, he would have never been looked at by BYU.
Jake's a guy that we recruited out of junior college, which is rare these days. There's not very many junior college quarterbacks to get recruited anymore.
When this whole recruiting process started and we were actually really starting to vet him out, I just knew him as a great thrower, a really talented guy. As I got to know Jake, now in hindsight, this guy's been such a gift to BYU, not just to our team, but to the institution. The first example that comes to mind in handling adversity is the 99-yard interception pick six against Oklahoma last year.
He chased the guy all the way to the goal line, 100 yards.
Literally sprinting the whole length of the field and almost making the stop.
He didn't look around for any excuses. He just knew what he needed to get done.
And he had to run off the field feeling terrible.
When he came back to the sideline, his lips were blue. He could barely breathe. He could not stand up straight.
And he went right back on the field and drove us down for a touchdown to take the lead again.
The way he responded to that is a microcosm of how he responds to adversity.
You need that. You need quarterbacks with short memories, whether it's good or bad. You need them to move on, and we can always count on him to move on, whether it's a great result or a bad result, and that's evidence in how he reacted to that.
Going from Corona Centennial to Golden West to UTEP for 3 days or a weekend, then to Riverside for a year, and then finally at BYU, it's been incredible. And from the beginning, it was just about getting over the hill and proving the guys wrong who didn't want me out of Centennial, who didn't want me at this level, and then, proving the guys right who gave me the chance at a place like BYU.